Hello and welcome to the deep dive. My name is Tryford. Thank you so much for joining us yet again. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Indeed, it is an amazing episode that I have today as I'm joined by two beautiful and powerful women. And of course, we are proving to you yet again that it is indeed the power of conversations. And of course, on the other side, as I said, I'm joined by two beautiful ladies that will help us have this amazing interaction.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for having me as a co-host. My name's Mercy Tekia Namazala, and as Tryford has mentioned, I'm his co-host this evening. So the two beautiful ladies, I'm sure you're wondering who's the second lady. So I'm the co-host, and the second lady is yet to introduce herself. So she's one of, should I say the best? But okay, let me allow her to say most about herself. Good evening and welcome to this episode.
Thank you. Good evening, Mercy. Hi everyone, my name is Faith Kaira and some people know me as Sports Chick. I think that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Do you think that's the introduction we were looking forward to? You mentioned powerful woman.
Yeah, there was a lot of CV, a lot of, I've said a lot of English there. Yeah.
They come at least add a little bit this, that, here and there. Anyways, as we go on, and you will get to know more about Mrs. Faith Kaira, right?
Yeah, and you forgot one name.
Hey, what is the last name?
Faith Kaira Sunzu.
Please, just in case you're watching this episode, she's taken.
Yeah, definitely.
She's taken. So we are humbled to have you in this episode, and we look forward to getting to know you better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think let's get into this talk. We'd like to know more about who Faith is. We've heard about the sports chick. We've heard about, obviously Mrs. Faith. Who's Faith in general without the title Mrs.?
Okay, so so my full names are Faith Kaira and my marriage name is Suzu. But basically, I'm a public relations practitioner. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in Mass Communication and Public Relations. I also have a diploma in journalism. And then I also have a Pass D license coaching certificate from the Football Association of Zambia. I have a Coaches Across Continents certificate where I was trained by some Barcelona coaches, which is like some time back. But yeah, so I love sports. I love talking about sport, and not only am I a sports blogger, but I also work as a media and public relations officer for Green Eagles Football Club.
Oh wow,
That's a lot of qualifications, I must say.
Should I ask you which minus do you have? Because she's
I don't have any. I don't have any.
I guess it's just a matter of time, eh?
I'm sure we'll definitely get there.
Oh yeah.
That particular introduction brings us to the next question, which is, you seem to be a career person. Yeah, you having all those particular qualifications means you're a career person. So maybe take us through the journey of who Faith was growing up, what sort of a background you grew up from, looking at all the credentials that you've mentioned. It seems, are you coming from an academic family or something? Give us a bit of a background where you grew up from and how it has been growing up.
Okay, so I come from a very humble background. Yeah, I'm the firstborn of Mr. and Mrs. Kaira. My dad is a miner. Yeah, he's worked for ZCCM, KCM, and also at the moment he's now just working on contracts. So it's a very humble background, nothing fancy about where I come from. So it is.
When you say humble, how do you describe a humble background?
Okay, so humble in the sense that
is it humble?
Not really. Humble in the sense that I'm not really coming from a rich family.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, not from a poor family. Like just that.
Or like middle class.
Yes, middle class, and I've come from a home where everybody believes in education, so I've had that support. Yes, we've had some tough times, but I think my dad, he's done his best to ensure that his children acquire an education. You see, he was very smart when he was growing up, but due to financial challenges and all that, so he couldn't really pursue like the education that he dreamt of. So instead of him maybe going to university, he failed to go to university, so he had to start working at a very young age. But as he began to work and have children, he made sure that all his kids are educated. Yeah, so you find that there is me, who is a journalist, there is one who is a teacher, there is one now who's just entered university. Wow. So yeah, so you can see that my parents really know how much education, how much important education is. So I cannot complain in that area, and they've managed to provide for us. We never used to go to bed hungry. So it is just a humble background full of love and support from the family. Yeah. So when I was growing up, my parents loved sport. Like, so I used to watch the Olympics with them, but they never used to allow me to go to the stadium. You get it? Stadium, you know, that kind of thing. So we never really used to go to the stadium, but they believe that, okay, school is important and everyone can do whatever you want. So after going to grade 5, I wrote grade 7 exams. Then I passed.
You wrote your grade 7 when you were in grade 5?
Yes, when I was in grade 5.
Oh, you were an intelligent kid, eh?
Yeah. Explains the qualifications and
when some have got to have repeated grade 7 5 times.
Yeah. So, and then when I went to grade 8, I was at Kabuni High School. So my primary was, first I went to Utondo Basic, then we went to Chingola Primary. So Chingola Primary, that's where I wrote my grade 7. Then went to Kabuni High School where I got my grade 8. In grade 8, then I joined the drama club. I joined the drama club because I loved acting and poetry and all that. So I joined the drama club.
How was that experience for you? I mean,
it was awesome. I enjoyed it, but for my parents, they were not really keen about it. They were like, yeah, we're not going to join like a Jets club.
You hired clubs.
Yes. But for you, of all things, you choose drama. I don't know how drama club was, but it was something like people were not really taken seriously. But it's so good that this time around, we're seeing that the entertainment industry, when it comes to acting, is growing. You can see Zuba and Pali. You see, and I've also seen some people that I used to act with, they're actually now taking center stage. You see, but those days it was like, it's not the, it was not really treasured. Yeah. So. And then I wrote my grade 12 exams there. Yeah, one attempt, got good grades. Then went to college and did my journalism.
She's rubbing that in our face. First attempt.
So I did my journalism at Evenhorn College. That's where So it was awesome. Before I even reached 20, I graduated with a diploma in journalism.
So this explains. So the attempt. So which means you finished your what do we call it? Secondary education. Very young.
Yeah, very young.
Oh, okay. That's really
and I was going to college when I was 16, 10, 17 when I was in college. Yeah, so it was a good experience. I was young, nervous, but it was good because I learned a lot and I had to grow up because that was the first time I ever left my family, you see? Yeah, because I never even ever went on holiday, you know, like those days, because we were always like at home. So I learned a lot, and it is after, I think, finishing college, that's when I began to really live my life and try things, because I think my parents saw that, okay, she's now grown up, she's now mature, so they left me now to do anything I wanted. So I think that's when I started experiencing.
So did you start working, what was your first job? Did you start working immediately after you got your diploma in journalism, is it?
Yes.
And maybe before you answer that question, maybe on a lighter note, did you realize how the school drama clubs would give you a role depending on how you look?
It's a good one.
Even in church, you use
yes.
Jesus will be your best.
Yeah, and like for real, there was a time time I got I got a manual, and it was for somebody very naughty. I don't know if I look naughty. I think there was one which annoyed my parents, like you know, whereby on the play and then it go crazy. And then I was like, you got the version like that. So but you see, I think they get to look at how you're looking and your characteristic and all that. Then
I'm sure they'll tell that you would actually
yes,
play a good
yes.
role if you play.
The order is there to become an ancestor.
An ancestor.
A witch doctor.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. So how's life like after your diploma and now you're now thrown into society? I think parents, that's it. You're now thrown into society and face society like alone. Because back then, obviously, when you were in high school, you would have, your parents have your back. You'll obviously coming here and there. But this time it's you. It's faith. I mean, paying bills, obviously. And so how's that experience?
Well, so
and basically, maybe at what point did you leave the house? And
okay.
you still talk about maybe staying out of school area.
Yeah. Okay. So like I got my diploma certificate. I think that was March. Then I got a job in June. Yeah. So I didn't take very long. Yeah. So my first job was with Radio Chengelo on the cover belt. Yeah. So that's where I stayed working as a news correspondent. Yeah. So I was working as a news correspondent in Chingola, and then I worked for some few months. Then they had to train us because the things we learn at school, it's totally different when you're in the field, when you're doing the practical part of it.
I think, sorry to cut you short, I think that's one thing that these people that educators miss. They'll just teach you how to read and write, but how to survive out there is one thing that they don't get to.
True. Yeah. So it took now the management to say, okay, bring these correspondents over because we need to really teach them how to write the news. Because we were writing our own way. We thought that this is how you write news. You get it?
Yeah.
You're writing news, what? And then when you listen on the radio, then the news sounds totally different. Like, that's not how I wrote it. But why are they reading it like that? You get it? So we had the theory part and all that, but they were like, okay, let us teach these guys how you're supposed to write the news. So they called us over for like 3 months. So we had to stay in Kitchen for 3 months. That's where they taught us how to write the news and all that. And we were sent back to Chingola again. And then 2 months later, I moved from a news correspondent to a full-time reporter. Yeah, from a full-time reporter. So then now I had to move to Kitwe. And oh my gosh, I didn't want to move to Kitwe. So I would commute from Chingola to Kitwe. Yeah, then my parents were like, no, you're moving out. I'm like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want. So they had to force me, you know how parents, they kept me moving every day like that. Yeah. So Isha had to find a small space, like a tiny room like this, right? Like a mattress, all that. I thought I had someone. Like, I literally thought that when I start staying on my own, I'll start like in this nice apartment, nice sofas and all that. But it was the opposite, you get it. And even maybe the salary I was getting, because I was new in the industry, wasn't like that much. It was just something to support me, maybe to get the basic things I need, pay the apartment, then the money is done, you get it. Yeah, but I had to
How much was your first pay?
My first pay. I'm telling you, okay, those days, less than 1,000 used to be, okay, it's a lot, but
it was just a lot of money.
Yeah, but it was less than
400? 500?
Close to 400, and I got to where I'm stopping, but that was as a correspondent, you get it? So we didn't realize that, okay, the more stories you do and all that, then the more money you get. So I think my first salary was like 380 something. Watch I wake up on a point, I was like, they get straight, like, you are going back. I was like, yeah, but when I became a full-time reporter, the salary increased, yeah. So that was it. So that's how. So I created Chengelo. That's why even I got to actualize my love for sports because I met Valentine Muka, is a veteran in the industry. Yeah, and also Amos Lombe. I think maybe you know Amos Lombe. Yeah. So that's why I started now learning about football. Yeah. So you get that. I knew football. I could watch football, but I didn't know the rules and all that. But now, because at Radio Chenge, we used to televise, to broadcast the games live on radio. So that's where I started learning all that now. That's when I started teaching. No, offside, it's like this. What? Then they started taking me to the stadium then. And so I felt
would you say your love for football grew from there? Or maybe you had, should I say the love or the passion in there, but you just needed someone to, you know, like bring it out
and maybe actualize it.
Yeah, because imagine, when I was at college, I didn't even know much about games and all that, because the only thing I knew was Zambia. And when I was coming from the Copper Belt, what I knew was Nchanga Rangers. You get it? Because I'm from Chingola, so we support Nchanga. So that's all I knew. But if it was this time around, I think I would have known, oh, there's a Super League, there's all that. But I didn't know nothing. But all I knew is that I love football. So even when Zambia won, I was actually in Lusaka. So we watched the Zambia AFCON, when 2012, when Zambia beat Ivory Coast, we watched that, we celebrated. But when I started my journalism job, that's when I saw other guys who were doing sport, and I'm like, I love doing this. So I got close to the guys, and luckily they welcomed me with open arms, and that's how.
Yeah, that's good. I really hope we have females that are, you know, have passion for football, that have passion for, you know, for things like, you know, the men's sport. They would actually call it the man's sport, because they believe only men can understand what, you know, how the game is played and whatnot. But here we have her, who she's an inspiration, trust me. Like, look at her, she's learned more about football, and she's now a sports journalist. So please be inspired as you watch this episode.
Yeah, definitely. And you're amongst the first people that definitely came to the scene as the female media officers in the Zambia Super League. How's the journey been, having this sport that is dominated by men, and you getting into it, and how did you first get to decide, okay, let me go for this?
Okay. So I think when I
bear in mind, sorry to cut you, bear in mind, I'm sure at the time you applied, you had a diploma, and there are a lot of people that were degree holders that applied for the same job as well.
True. I think by the time I got employed as Green Eagles media officer, I think there were only maybe about 2 or 3 ladies. Yeah. So when I applied, I only had a diploma. So I remember when we were going for interviews, what I did was, first I got my qualifications, and then I went and got my first B license, put it in there.
An advantage.
Yeah. Making the CV look big.
Yes.
And then I'm sure it upgraded to a degree.
Yeah. and then I got my coaches across continents. So the coaches across continents talks about, because we had to also learn the Messi or whatever. So I also had to put that in there. So even when we went for the interviews, so I just did not just talk about, oh, I'm a journalist, I write, I can be a good communication person between the football club and the media, all that. I said, look, not only do I know much about journalism, but look, I'm a qualified coach, so I understand the sport. Yeah, you see? So I told them that you just don't need to get somebody simply because they can write well. Or because they can post on social media. You need somebody who understands the game, so that even when they get to analyze or write a report, then they are knowledgeable about this. And honestly, I feel that there were other candidates, maybe who had even better qualifications than me, but because of the fact that I had that part of me where I had acquired some football knowledge, I think it put me on a better position. Because there was a time I had to talk about the club licensing, all that now to spice it up, right? Start saying all those things like about this and this and that, and I feel like they were like, oh, okay, I think she can do the job.
And you know how we explain too much when we're going for interviews? No, I can work under pressure, I can work under minimum supervision. But when you get the job and get the pressure, you start complaining.
Yeah. That's the thing. There you're just excited. You really want the job. You get it. Yeah. But now, when you look at it now, here is us, a few ladies, about 3-4 ladies, working in a male-dominated field. So it's not just about promising that you do this when you get a job. It's not, you now have to deliver. You get it? You now have to deliver. When I joined Green Eagles, there was nothing like Tonka 20. But when you go anywhere now, what do they say? Tonka 20, Tonka 20. We began now to build a brand. You see, I also had to think of people that I could really relate with. So you find that there were colleagues who loved Green Eagles, other people who were supporting Green Eagles. So a lot of people came on board, and it's up to the media personnel to either open up or close the club. You get it? So together with a lot of other people, we built now this brand, which is Tonka 20 brand. So from that, you know, when you're working in a male-dominated field, you don't need people to say, because she's a lady, let's give her that. And I feel that if I took it like that, I don't think maybe I would have even achieved what I have achieved thus far. But it's the matter of working hard, and even Triford really helped me out when I started. He's here, but like he's been there. You get it? Like he's been there, and that's something about me. Like I love to work with people. People, especially like Triford used to help me out. You know, you're doing videos. At this time around now at Green Eagles, we have 4 in the media team. That time it was only me, right? I was the only person. So you're the communications manager. You have to take photos. You have to take videos. You see, you have to manage the social media pages. So now, when you're doing a video, he's going to help you shoot. You see? So I'm like, hey, Triford, come here, help me out. And he would run there and help me out. And that's how we work. And so even in the media, we help each other out. There will be times when I was writing my first press statement, I knew how to write a press statement, but I was nervous. I texted Gwen, hey Gwen, you do this, so what you do? Oh, this and that, and that's what you do. Where you need help, you call others and ask for help, you get it? But it becomes a problem when you feel like you can do it all. Like you know it all. Like you know it all and all that. So a lot of people have actually helped. Yes, I might have the knowledge and all that, but I have had a lot of people who have actually helped me to be where I am today.
You've talked about a lot of stuff, qualifications and everything. Is there any point during your journey of your professional journey, that is, where possibly people have attached your qualification to basically your gender? Maybe she's managed to achieve this far because she's a woman. Have you ever had at any point had such a situation?
I think maybe not. Okay, I've never really maybe experienced it like directly that she's achieved this, maybe because she's a woman. But I feel that for me, what I've really faced is where people have felt that maybe I can't do this because I'm a woman. You get it? They'll be like, this time, no, let's call this other person because maybe you'll be able to do it. You get it? Because no, maybe this time she needs to be home. So let's give this opportunity to this one. So maybe this one. You get it? Yeah, that's what I've experienced. But maybe other people have said that behind my back and I never knew. But nobody has ever come to my face and said she's achieved this because she's a woman. But there is a stereotype where a lot of people feel that it's better to have female media officers compared to male media officers. They feel like they add that spark to the team and all that. Yeah, but there is that. So even nowadays, when people are looking for media officers, most of them would rather have a female compared to a male.
Triford, I feel you should be afraid because now this looking female. I mean, we have female vice presidents and obviously our next president, hopefully, I'm ready for this one, should be woman.
So also one thing, Faith, that most definitely our viewers out there would want to know. You are applying for this job as Green Eagles media officer. Then you are married to Green Eagles defender Kaira Sunzu. Was there at any point, because perception out there may be, she got the job because the husband works there.
Yeah.
What? Don't you think you've rushed a bit? She hasn't told us the journey, you know? She's told us on how she got her qualifications and whatnot, but she didn't tell us on how, when, and she got married. The marriage qualification. When did that certificate come? Did it come before, after, in between this event?
At what point did you get to meet Boniface?
Exactly. Before you answer the question of where, you know, you got the job and he is part of it, I'm sure there's a story behind it.
I got married after I had gotten my diploma. Yes. But
wait, weren't you very young? Because
yes. A lot of people used to think we were boyfriend and girlfriend and we walk.
We're not married.
When you would walk the streets, like people would think, because I knew Bonnie when I was working for Radio Chenga and we were pretty young. I knew him through his brother.
Maybe, how did you get to know him through his brother? Let's start.
Oh my god. So I knew, and we went to the stadium to cover this game. Yeah, so it
do you remember the particular game?
It was Konkola Blaze versus Konkola Mine.
Oh yeah.
So there is this guy, Jackson Sunzu, the older brother to Bonnie, and then so they were playing, and I don't remember. I think.
Do you know the older brother?
No, I met him there. I was like, hey, oh hi, what? So that's why I was like, journalist, so we talked a little. He was like, give me your number. I was like, anyway, so I gave him my number. So the thing is, the older brother is shy. You get it? So when he reached home, when he called me, he was like, I think I didn't see Bonnie there, but I was like, who is this? Like, whatever. So when he reached home, when he called me, when we talked, we were like, I'm not gonna brother one to me.
Oh, God.
She was passing over the door.
So I mean, he wanted him to play for him and then just come and get back.
So we would talk with, so like, it's something like Bonnie and I would talk like for a long time. He would
so basically, he got your number because he had interest in you.
Maybe, I don't know.
Sure.
As a guy, why get your number?
Exactly, you would get
I don't know. So it was that thing that, okay, because I was young and that time I believed like speaking English was the thing. So I used to speak a lot of English.
But got to it.
Yeah, so, and then like mostly footballers, they don't want to use that much English. So it seems like when I would talk to the brother, he would speak 1, 2, 3, like. So I remember when I visited this place, and they would say something like that. You get it? So we would talk one few words, just maybe 2-3 minutes, and like yeah. And then like Bonnie, like I don't know, we just clicked like from here. Like we would talk as if we had known each other for a long time. You see,
meant to be.
Yeah, like we would talk a long time, like just like that. So. I think after that, there was a time we stopped communicating. Then I think a year later, that's when we rekindled the connection. That's when we made, and I think that's when we even started dating. In fact, we just found each other dating.
No one proposed.
No, and that's the surprise. But like we just found each other like that together. I don't even know how it happened.
So you never came out to say no. Can you be my girlfriend?
No. I think there could have been maybe a time, maybe I don't know, but
in the conversation.
Yeah, but I think we just found that it had already just started, and if you would visit and all that, you get it like you just started, like it just happened. Just like that, and because we were young, for me I was just more excited. Like other people would be like, maybe it's because of the name,
okay.
Because it's so but like for me it wasn't like that. For me it was just like, oh, he's cute, and just that. You get it? That's what I was just interested.
Did you know that he was coming from the Sunzu family at the time?
After talking to them, then I knew, but I never even met Stopila. Then I had to meet Stopila. I think later on when I visited home, when he had come back from France.
He was staying alone by then?
Yes.
Was he staying alone as well?
No. So the first time when he stayed with the person, I'm the first person he ever stayed with.
Oh.
Yeah. So he started like
so he moved from home to marriage.
Yes.
Wow.
You get it. So for me I was more experienced in staying on my own, and he had to learn. He had to learn. I've literally seen him grow.
You've grown together.
Yes.
I've literally seen him grow.
Yes. Yeah, because you would even cry. Like, you would cry. But this time it can't. Baba is like, you know when you're young, eh? When you're small, a simple thing, it was like that.
But again, Boniface is not really a loud person. He's also a shy person.
Yes.
So how was it you first time with people talking like physically, other than on the phone when the brother would give him the phone? How was it you people meeting the first time?
That's how it's been surprising because we think it was just so easy. Like we just clicked. Like so from talking, even when we would meet, we would just laugh and all that. So for me, I love that part that he used to make me laugh a lot. Yeah, he would crack jokes and we would laugh and all that.
So you fell in love with the jokes at first?
Yes, I think that. And mostly we would trouble each other. It's different from when somebody tells you you're cute, you're beautiful, nothing like that. So mostly like quite like, hey, you know, you know, all those things. So it was totally different. So that's why I'm saying that even how we found each other dating, I really don't know because we used to trouble each other more than we used to like talk and all that. So and we used and the other thing is like we both loved to eat. So every time we would today I'm one so like every time we would meet is to eat. So you get it. So if I've got money then I would buy the food. If he has money then he would buy. It was like that. So they would be telling like, if I've got money, it's coming to see me, doesn't have transport, then I would give you. And that's a nice way to why I got transport. And for me that was okay. But this time around, because I'm matured, if somebody said they're coming to see me, they don't have transport.
With your transport, you're like,
come on.
Now when you see relationships now, it's based on the man providing. It's always difficult when you hear a woman says, spending on the man, you know. But I mean, you're both in the relationship. It's not just the man, but we're both in the relationship. So I think that's one thing that actually helped you guys build because you both cared for each other. So I think at least we know the background. Let's move to the question that Trafford asked. I mean, he's playing for the team and you're applying and you get the job, obviously.
And maybe Messi, also at what point because they were just these people that were just fun, love eating and everything. At what point they decided to say, okay, let's do this?
I think,
and who suggested?
I think. No, not really. But like we would visit and all. But I think. Yeah, but I mean, because I think staying on my own. I literally thought that okay, now I'm matured and all grown up. You get it? You see? Yeah. That's what I thought. And I think we didn't really stay very long, very long. Because even I think even my mom, she knew that. And so like, I know I serious. Yeah. So that's how I think. Maybe I think about 4 months later. 4 months later, I think that's how we brought to Valley. But we were like really young. Then we had some brothers who came and some people from Chan. So that's how they brought to Valley.
So we get back to the actual question now.
Yes.
Yeah, the actual question now. When you were flying, there's a perception out there that possibly he might have had an influence in as far as you getting the job. Maybe tell us a build up to you getting the job. How was it? Did you talk about it? Did you decide to say, okay, babe, you go apply, such kind of things? Or what role did he play in you getting the job, if at all there's any?
But he didn't play any role because he never really supported the idea of me working for Green Eagles. Because I think there was that perception that, oh no, the ladies that work in football clubs, the behavior is not so good, some of them were, then there would be rumors, so this one goes out with this coach and all that. So for him, it was like, it was not for the idea. But
guys, to protect you.
So but the only thing is like he's not that type of a person that will tell you don't do this. Like if I really want to do something, like okay, if you want to do it, do it. But like we'll keep a step, but he will support in his own way, but he wasn't like really for the idea whether I should work for Eagles or yeah, and we didn't both know what that job would bring for us. You get it? Yeah. For me, I just wanted to work for a football team. Then I was like, I think I'm done working for radio station. I've been working for radio station for a long time. Because I worked for Radio Chengo, I worked for Kokoriko FM, then worked for Baita FM. So I was like, I think I need a change. So even when I applied, I didn't know that Green Eagles had done an advertisement internally. You get it? So when I went to send my application, when I dropped it at the stadium, they said, actually today was the deadline. You see? So I didn't even know.
Maybe it was just meant to be.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, but like today was the deadline. So and then we had to wait, you know, these government jobs, waited months and months, and we were called for interviews. And then we went for interviews just to find even people I knew, because they also applied for the job and they never told me. And then day off kunch, no, I've got this, let me say, and then all of you may say,
but
you see, that's how it was. Then we did the interviews, and then there were people I felt that they could even have gotten the job, and then there were others, my ladies that seemed like they were so confident and all that, and I was like, whoa, I'm married, I have a kid, I think I don't stand a chance. You see, that's what I thought. Yeah. But when I went into that interview room, like I just went with my confidence, said what I had to say, and all that time.
And you made sure you sharpened your English.
Yeah, I made sure I sharpened my English, and that was it. And then we had to wait again. And then now, it turns out, like, out of all those people, they only wanted one person. Yeah, and by God's grace, I got the job. I was surprised when I got the call. No, you have to come through and sign these papers again months later. You see? That's how it is. That's how things work in the service. Like, they take very long, so.
I'm sure when
hope
was lost, you
like, and then I was like, wow. And you know, at times working as a journalist in Zambia, it's not as easy as it seems. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. At times you won't have money and all that. At times the pay is not so good. So like I was looking just for that security and also having at least a salary. Whether you know that at the end of the month there's this specific salary that is coming, because I really needed it at that time. So, and it surely came.
That's really good experience. So you get the job, you're now working in the same workspace with your husband.
First day at work.
First day at work, I was excited. Hey, the players were there. And our chairman back then was General Kafumokache. That time he was Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, he introduced me to the team. Like God, I was excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Then first week was tough. You know, who's that one? You get it? Like, watching them, oh my God, his head. You get it? But seafood, you have to keep your composure.
Professionalism.
Yeah. Like, what is he doing? Has he drank water? All that, like I was so following this and that. But this time I'm not going to You see, that's how it is. But this time now it's like, it's just normal. This time around, I don't feel that pressure. But I think when you're doing something with somebody for the very first time, you always like, oh, I think even him, he may not have told me, but I think even him must have been saying, what is she doing? You get it? Is she okay? What? All that, because at times I think he would hear it, but you make a mistake, maybe your boss ballots you and all that, so I think he would know. But I think at the beginning it must have been hard for him, but over the years, because I've worked for Green Eagles for 6 years now, you see, so I think we've all now just gotten used to it. Yeah, like I tease him now, like he would tease me if I do something wrong and all that. So this time around it's better, but at the beginning it was tough, and not just for Bonnie, but even for the players as well. They were so used to being around men only. Then they had a female. You see, there would be times, Madam said, "Go to change up." You see all that. So even me at times, I would feel so uncomfortable. You get it?
And there's some players that could just start addressing.
Yeah, but then they would be like, I was telling Koshan, so when we get up, you move, you get like that. Hey, Chan, what? Others, maybe you want to talk to them because you want to get acquainted with them. You form that relationship. Yeah, but it would be so hard. And then I would forget the coach's names. Ish, I'm telling you, there's a time I greeted Coach Alex at dog. That was the team doctor and all that. You see, the team doctor, I called him coach. I was like, he would never coach you. So I was like, oh my God. Yes, and then working in the military, you see again, it's a totally different environment. So everything,
it was protocol.
Yes, yeah.
You stand where.
Yes, all that you see. So now, but and then with time, the place started getting this. I just wouldn't even know. You just went, can't you want to not change? I don't know, like you would change. Then now they don't really see it. At first it was like, Masama. So then perhaps they just get used. Yes, they just get used, and it became better now. So I think even this time around, I'm at the stadium. Others they will tease me. I've made friends. Yeah. So, but the beginning was tough.
So how is it for you? I mean, knowing football club, campo, you're away from home, and obviously you're both away from home.
Yeah.
And the experience and whatnot. So how is it for environment, especially when you are in camp? So do you also go or you join the maybe on a later on date?
Can you say you're traveling out?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think that's the best question.
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, so on away games, I travel with the team. So if the team leaves Choma on Thursday, then I also go on Thursday. So it was pretty hard those days because now the timetable changed on who to leave the child with and all that. So now we had to think. So there will be times, and especially when I joined the team, when things changed for the better. At first the team wasn't doing so well. So I joined at a time when Green Eagles had started doing well. And then we qualified for CAF games. So yes, so work became more, you see. So there will be times that you had to leave. Maybe we leave home for 2 weeks, you see, you're in camp for 2 weeks and all that, so you have to make sure like who the child remains with and all that. So there was a point where we just had to send the child back home to the grandparents. At least that way you know that the grandparents are taking care of the child, because in as much as it is easy to live with the household, but imagine you go away for like the time when we went to Rwanda for the Sekafa championship, where we were there for almost a month. You see, so I needed just that security that okay, my child is with somebody.
Sure, you would call.
Yeah. So she had to go to the Copperville to her grandparents, and yeah. So we travel together. Just like that. If I'm traveling, then if it's Wednesday, if it's Thursday, then just like that. And then home games I don't go into camp.
Obviously, you travel with the team in the bus. So how is it? Do you see to Mr. and Mrs. or new profession?
Leaning on the shoulders.
At first, I used to sit together. When I sleep, I mean, yes.
You will sleep on his shoulder?
Yes, I would sleep on his shoulder. Yeah. Gosh, tata. But they knew that in camp there was nothing like that. But honestly, some people it really bothered them that we just sitting on the same seat. You get it. So we were like, okay, I'll be sitting on my own seat, then you can also sit on your own seat, and it became easier that way. But there was a time when we went for CAF games, I was like, at least my papa is a So like we're sitting together, but I think just because I just started, so a lot of people, there was something trying to adjust and all that, but is it really a big deal if I sit next to him? It's not. You see, we're just traveling. When we're in camp, I have my own room as an official, and he has his own room as a player. But I think because I was with the team, and then people were not just accustomed to having a female. Yeah. So the fact that there was a female, and then she's sitting with her husband, you see, so there was that. So now I would rather sit somewhere else. But again, you sit with these others. Others, they want to sit alone. They want to spread the legs and all that. So that's it. So this time around, I think even if I sit next to him, they don't even really mind. They don't care, because I've been there for 6 years. You see. But that time I was new to the team, so there was that.
And you are this marriage couple home, and basically when you go for work, your colleagues. There are times where the game is done. The players, some you're in camp. Let's say for example in Lusaka you're in camp. So some players will go out, chill and everything.
Yeah.
What is your status there? Because I'm sure at the time, before you joined the team, maybe you would hang out with his friends after the game and everything. And possibly now you're around. So how was it?
Oh yeah. I think mostly, even because when we come, we don't really spend much time together. I think the moment we just go into camp, like we just switch our minds, like automatically, like we are really professional. Like we know that okay, we are here for work, then that's it. So he'll be hanging around with his friends, and I'll be also hanging around with the officials. Maybe there's just something that really needs us to do together, then we'll be like, okay, let's do this to do. But most of the time, I'll be in my room or I'll be with the officials. We are talking, and then he'll be with his friends. And then at times I'll just be in my room. But if there is something, then I can simply meet up with him and say, okay, let's this and that. But I just give him the space because again, I don't want him to feel like it's a burden having me around.
Yes.
You get it? So I leave him to do whatever he wants to do when he's there. But obviously, we will communicate because I think even the players when they're in camp, they communicate with their girlfriends, their wives, they'll be on the phone and all that. Sometimes you will call, oh, okay, somebody put a bush, oh, okay, fine. Just that. Like we'll keep tabs on each other. Then maybe there've been times I've left camp. Maybe I'm going to see a friend at this time. Oh, I've left camp. I'm going to see a friend. Not because I'm getting permission. I'm just letting him know. Yeah. You see, so that's why it's even been easy for me to stick around for 6 years. Yeah, and I meet a lot of people. So imagine if he's so protective of me, it would be so hard.
So we've talked about faith as faith. We've talked about faith as Mrs. Kaira. We've talked about faith as the Green Eagles journalist. There's also Faith the mother. Yes, Faith the mother. So knowing that this career path you have chosen obviously has a lot of, road trips, flights out of the country and whatnot, how has it been for you? How have you managed your time as a mother, as a wife, and as a career woman?
And also bearing in mind that we are in a society where there's cultural values and everything. So how do you make sure that your kids are in check as far as cultural values are concerned? Because they don't lose it when you're out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I do my best, but you can't really tell what goes on in people's minds. Yeah. So I do my best when I'm around. When I'm around, like I spend time with the kids. We go to church together on Sunday. And just try to talk to them, you get it? But there will be times where you begin to notice something that you aren't with you. What's with this? Maybe your daughter was always honest with you, then all of a sudden she's like, so I'll be like, but again, I'm the most strict, I'm the most serious parent.
The mother is the soft
yes,
yeah, the bad cop.
I'm the bad cop. so like I'll go with it. I love this. Like I'm always, but again, you need to have a balance. You can't all be so strict, you get it?
Yeah.
They're kids at the end of the day. So at least there has to be somebody who's supposed to give them all the fun they need, and then there has to be somebody to at least give that discipline and all that. So we do as much as possible. Like this time around, we are off season, so we are like always home, so we spend time with them. So just that. But I think even them, they learn. They've grown accustomed, like that's how it is. You see, like my second, I started leaving her when she was 3 months old. You see, when she was 3 months, and I would travel and all that. So I think they've grown. There's just something. It's God who helps raise these kids. Like you may be around all the time and not really know what goes on. Yeah. So at the end of it all, it's just trusting God, knowing that He's taking care of them. We do what we can, and God does the rest.
And on a lighter note,
you
are a mother, and you're found with these naughty footballers. So have you ever had at any point where you're in a situation where you're pregnant while you're working, then possibly maybe players start making fun of you or your husband or something? Have you ever had that situation?
Yes. They are very naughty. They're very naughty. You get it? you get it like you're moving. Okay, and it's not just the players because I'm part of the team. Like I'm more like part of the family. You get it? So even them, they've moved that thing of madam child. Yes, so they feel like I'm part of them. You get it? So they would even be teasing me. You get it? And then they would say it, they even know that I'm hearing what they're saying. You get it? You get it, huh? And they would just say, madam, you get it, like, it's like that. But for somebody who's new to the scene, they will literally be offended.
Yeah, and find it really awkward.
But for me now, because I'm so used to that, I'm like, maybe I would also add something, you get it? Maybe I was like, get it? Just like that. So, but when you're new, you'd feel like, oh my God, why are they even saying this like that, you see? But with time, you just get accustomed, this is how these people, are, and they joke.
I remember a situation where one of the players, I remember you were pregnant by then. Then one of the players, no wonder born can't you or no son no more can.
You see? And then you'll be like, like, oh God. So at times I'll just be like shooting you like, at times I'll be like, the person from free and just like that. It's like that, but that's what makes it fun. Because again, if they were too serious with me, I'll feel like they're not accepted. You see, I'll feel like they've not accepted me.
So they made it home for you.
Because that's how footballers are. Footballers, they tease each other. You see, the coaches will be teasing the players. The players will be teasing the coaches. So in the moment they're like, they're not saying anything to you. They're not saying something about. They're just
worried. There's something wrong. Then another question. Though a little bit personal question. Have you had a situation where you have a team with like 35 players and there's you and the officials? Have you ever had, at any point, despite the players doing that you're married, has there ever been any point where a player in the team has ever proposed to you?
Not really.
Maybe use the word flirt.
Players.
But again, they're not really.
Players
somehow.
Because not proposing to you, maybe you say like, okay, I love you, I like you, whatever.
That's true.
Players mostly.
Like maybe sliding in your DM or something.
Players mostly don't do that. You get it? Because players can really be flirtatious. It's like not all of them, but it's like most of them just are flirts. You get it? So there have been instances, and at times maybe those like really didn't know that. Okay, maybe, but not maybe with green egos, but maybe from other teams. You get it? I think with green egos, it's because they know that this is the wife of our colleague. So maybe when there's been situations whereby some will say, Mama but they've never really been like upfront and said this. You get it? But like from other teams, it's been there. You get it? They'll say this, that, as they even know. In fact, I don't know if there's a footballer in the country who doesn't know that I'm married to both. So you get it? But they will know and they'll pretend like they don't. You get it? They'll pretend like they don't. And then maybe when they tell me, say, no, you should not shut on it, but you. And then yesterday I didn't talk about that. But we must be seriously, man. You get it?
How is it with your business?
On that one. So I'll tell you this. We only started watching like live football when my dad started working for Power Diamonds. So that's the only on the Copper Belt. So that's the only time we get to, see him work, and then also Galanda bring your child to work there. So the first time we watched the game, and he was an assistant, but the shy assistant. But so you wouldn't hear much, but you'd hear, people were talking so much about the head coach. And it was like that. But we got used because for us it was fun.
Yes.
So it became worse.
Now it's the main man.
Hey, that one. It was really bad. Where I think there's actually an incident when I almost,
confronted someone.
Yeah, I actually turned and I didn't say a word. It's like I just held myself and said, No, it's better. We keep the reputation. And the man that was actually next to me that day said, Nibola, for ya. So then, but my mom would always make sure, every time you're leaving, she would say, people will talk, they'll say whatever. This is how football is. Just contain yourself. Pay a deaf ear. It was difficult, but you know, as time went by, we learned. We got to, you know, just but with time, like she said, people notice and they you know, dip each other and say, who come back on? But there are other people that don't care. Yeah, and they'll just say, just pay the fee. He's working. He's your father, yes, but when he's there, he's working. He's a coach. He's Alex Namazawa when he's there. But when he's home, he's a father. He's your dad and whatnot. And we got used. And
so you're used now to the point where it doesn't affect you?
It doesn't, because, you know, this is a man that has raised me for the past, 24 years. I know who he is. Yeah. I know what he can do, and I know what he can bring to the table. So at the end of the day, even if people say or give those insults, doesn't change the fact that he's my father. You've done all this. I mean, you have a family, you're married, you have a job.
That's a woman's dream.
I mean, yes.
Marriage,
work. I have an income, I have kids, especially kids. Would you say you've reached your goals? Like, have you reached, can you say, now,
okay, I have achieved things I never thought I would. See, I think even before the program started, I was telling you how much I've achieved since I came to Choma. I never thought I would travel to, like, there was a time I traveled to 9 countries in a space of 2 years. Yeah, so I never thought all that would happen, but it has happened. But again, I'm grateful to God that all this has happened, but I still feel that there is more I can do. I just don't want to end as a media officer. I want maybe one day to be, maybe let's say, CAF media officer. You get it? Yeah. I want to see what I can do. Like, I know that I can make as a media officer for a football club because I've done that for the past 6 years. So I want new challenges. I want to achieve more. Like, I have a degree, but I want now a master's degree. I want a master's degree in sports management. You get it? I'm passionate about sport. I want to do that. But at the moment, I can't really do it because the finances are not really allowing me because it's super expensive and we don't have such programs in the country. So I have to plan for that as well. But again, there is a difference between being grateful and being content. You see, being content is what I feel like, Nimfika, I have arrived.
There's nothing else to be achieved.
Yes, this is what I can do.
Yeah, but I'm grateful for what I've achieved, but I believe that there is more. Yeah, I believe that one day I may work for FIFA, and maybe I may work for UEFA. You see, that those are my dreams. Like, that's what I want. And I believe that I can be a voice to promote sports, not just Shoma sports, Zambian sports, African sports. That's why even on my Facebook page, I talk a lot of African sports compared to European football and all that. I'll throw in here and there, but I want people to say, if there is somebody who is a champion for African football, this one. And I'm rekindling my passion for acting.
There's one thing, Trevor, that I knew about Faith. You know that Faith can sing. The first time I came to Choma, you know, I actually went to Bread of Life and she was actually leading in church. She was singing and I was like, oh my God.
I want to know how to TikTok videos.
I mean, if we're going to have her on another episode, we should make her sing. Or should we do it now? I mean, okay, we're going to excuse you. Maybe you have a cough or something. Yes.
But yeah, so I love to sing. But and then just like I said, like so I'm trying to see if I still have it in that acting. And the good part is I've got some friends, like I mentioned earlier, who are in the industry, so they are slowly pushing me. So, but otherwise, and I love to eat.
Food
Yes, I love to eat. I dance. So basically, that's me. And yeah, and I play some.
Your husband dance on TikTok.
Yes, I make him dance. yeah. So basically, that's me. And I also watch football, like just for like with those moments, like let me just watch this game. No updates, no what, nothing. Just to watch it because like I love watching football.
Okay. Finally, before we finally let you go, other than Green Eagles in the Zambian Super League, which other team do you have a soft spot for?
I have a soft spot for Changa Rangers because I'm from Chingola. So I was brought up with that.
Bravo.
Yes. So even when they're not doing fine, like Rangers, sure, you get it. Yeah. And then also Konkola Blades, because Konkola Blades,
the Sharp Rays.
Yeah, the Sharp Rays. Bonnie was from Konkola Blades. I knew him when he was at Konkola Blades. He started his career there. So we've also known Konkola Blades for a long time. So like these are the two teams that when they don't really do well, I really feel that ouch, you get it. Others they'll be like, yeah. So it's that thing. So even when we are playing Changa Rangers, it's that thing like you only want to beat them because no, this is where we're getting our bread. So when we beat them, like we beat. So now Green Eagles has also become like a team about to my and it's not just Green Eagles but also Choma. Like I'm going to love Choma. So when people say I could Choma Mawasha and then she now from you get it. Choma, you get it. Yeah, and then Apakaya Patulaya and Jitonga.
Yeah, that was my next question. So
You've
been Choma over 6 years. What Tonga words do you know now?
I know, apparently, Miandanzi.
I mean,
because now I'm being found at the shops. So get people coming in.
They're speaking Tonga.
What is Tonga?
What is it?
Cigarette. Faga. Yeah, so there was those words. So now I'm learning more. So I was like, how do you ask people, like, what do you want? So I asked them, Miandanzi. Oh, Kamuwera. Get
Kamuwera.
Not Kamuwera.
Or like buy.
Get.
Okay.
So I'm learning those basic words. But let me tell you this: when somebody is speaking Tonga, I understand because it's different. Like when I first came, because I thought they were speaking in tongues.
I will testify to that. But I just went to the market and to just hear, and I'm like,
It's crazy how some things are making sense at the moment. Like, I actually heard that.
Then lastly, Faith, this is the last thing. Yeah, you are now in Choma after coming from the corporate world.
Yes.
You are now a reporter before you became a media officer. How was it reporting? Because you are in an environment where you don't know Tonga.
Yes.
How are you?
You just know Bemba, and obviously Bemba to them here is.
So we would go in the field. So I don't have a friend like, at times I will interview them. Then I tell a friend, interpret for me. I'm for recording, so one day these guys were like, Tuanaka. All the time I interpret for me. So I was like, let me interpret myself. So I listened to the audio, then I wrote a new state. Then I cut the inset. Cut what I cut, and what was in the story was totally different. So the operator, they totally do it that. And then when you go in the field, you tell them, Sinivera, but in the villages it's hard. In town they'll be like, so Vera, then they will maybe switch. And the village they're like, Sinivera, Rambaula, it was hard, you see. But so it was like, I need to really pick up. You get it, I need to really pick up. But with time, it became easier to work. And I really enjoyed my time at Vita.
Since we said that was like finally. Thank you so much for hosting us in your beautiful house.
It was a pleasure having you.
Looking forward to coming through again.
Yes.
It was really inspiring as well. Knowing that I'm trying to pursue a goal that is obviously similar to yours, or if not the same to yours. So it's something that you have. Right now, I'll tell you, a person I would look up to and just say, you know what, I want to become like her. I mean, let me learn and so it was really nice hosting you and co-hosting Trifod on this show.
We should do this again. We should
I mean,
definitely do this again.
we'll definitely have more shows and more people coming in and, you know, more interviews and get to know the people out there.
No, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun. It reminded me of some good old times. And it's also a reminder to me that I need to really work hard because there is still more history to be made, right? Yeah. And we need to grow as people. So even as I grow, maybe let's say one day I move as video, also somebody will come in that place. But as I move, where am I going? So that is also something I have to reflect on.
Yeah. Otherwise, this has been the deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget that the more you share, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more we have more interesting guests come through on the show. Don't forget our theme is the power of conversation. We'll make sure that we have the conversations that you definitely want to hear. So for me and the entire team, the beautiful ladies,
Bye. Peace.
Bye-bye.